Hello, everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
And today we are joined by our good friend from Sports Illustrated, Jason Hewitt. What's up, man?
Hey.
Homies, man. It's good to be back. It's good seeing y'all. It's really good seeing y'all.
Jason, you were contacted by, you can't say who, but we can surmise it was potentially a $20 million a year quarterback from the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, y'all can say it.
You can say it. We can say it.
He just received some interesting information from a weird type of account. You could go ahead and explain the story, how you went.
Ooh, all right. So Friday afternoon, kicking it. I made a comment on Twitter about Teddy Bridgewater unfollowing the Panthers on Instagram, right?
Yeah, because everybody else did in the media.
Because everyone else did,
That's
because
the news.
that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And I received this weird quote tweet from an account that's called EDMTH. And the tweet said, "You a straight up clown, Jason. You don't know nothing about the Panthers inside." So I was like, I just dug into the account. I didn't take anything like that seriously. I just dug into it just to see what was up. And I looked at the account, and it was really interesting that the account just happened to follow the Miami Heat, who a certain quarterback is very, very fond of. And I also noticed that there were certain tweets that were involving comments about a below average offensive line and how the fans weren't supporting said quarterback and how the system failed them and this and that. And so that was also interesting. And I looked at a lot of the follows, and they were all pro Teddy Bridgewater supporters. So I was like, oh, okay. So, I started, playing with the account a little bit, and I assumed that it was said quarterback, and I put it out there, and that account didn't really like that at all.
Yeah.
And, it was a little back and forth, a little chatter. I'm from North Atlanta. So, hey, man, like I do some trash talking. I do a lot of trash talking. But eventually, like, I kept looking at this account. I was noticing like the phrasing that this account was using, and it was very, very similar to a certain quarterback. So I drew a conclusion that it was him, and I tweeted it out, and I received this weird DM from the account stating that, "Hey, man," because I said that I was going to write an article about a burner. And, should I have said it? Probably not. And, I took everything down because, we're at SI, we're professionals. We don't do this drama stuff. But at the time, I was feeling some type of way. I was like, no, man, this is,
Yeah,
So,
of course.
Whoever's on the other side of this is definitely trying to persuade you not to do it.
And so I received the DM saying, "Hey, can you not write the article because it could damage Teddy's reputation?" And I was like, hold up. And then I kind of put two and two together and drew my own conclusions and tweeted out that DM. And it gained a lot of traction and a lot of attention, but I eventually took it down. But it was weird because the account eventually tweeted out, "How do you delete DMs?" and a bunch of other really suspicious stuff. So, and then after I took it all down, I kept getting messages from the weird account, getting Teddy Bridgewater emojis and like laughing emojis. It was really weird. So it was a really weird situation. And apparently, like, it's a big deal on Twitter now, but it is what it is.
I wasn't able to see your original post or anything, but I did kind of do some research on that thing. And in it said, "I'm from Ireland." But then in one of another post, he said he was British. And then he always talked about being on Miami Beach, but no talking about being in Ireland or Great Britain.
Weird
Said
stuff,
y'all.
right?
It's classic burner activity, right? Like,
Yeah.
We all remember like Kevin Durant a couple years ago
Absolutely.
got in a lot of big trouble because he was doing basically the same thing, sticking up for himself via a burner account. And you always get caught. Like, you can't change the way you speak every single time you tweet something. That account also followed Louisville. I mean, it's either the most diehard Teddy Bridgewater fan.
Oh yeah.
Who like cares about Teddy Bridgewater way more than they should, or
someone close to him.
Or it's Teddy Bridgewater. I
Yeah.
mean, so kind of funny, that you of all people were kind of caught up in that, given that you're a friend of the show and everything, kind of fun to talk about.
Oh, most definitely. It's always good to come on here, man. That whole situation was so crazy. I still laugh about it to this day because it's like, man, like I'm not gonna say it, but that's crazy. That's a crazy situation. So it is what it is. I'm over it. Like, in another interview, someone asked me what I would do if like I saw Teddy Bridgewater in the street, and like I wouldn't really do anything, man. Like all I do is cover the team. Like if he doesn't really have any information for me, which to be honest, these days I feel like he's not really like a huge topic of conversation for like Panthers fans, Panthers coaches, anybody. Like the only thing that people are really concerned about is his exit.
Yeah. Who's the next one?
Exactly. So, it is what it is.
It's just so weird that he cherry picked that out, or well, we're all, or Steven and I are in agreement that it's Teddy Bridgewater, that he picked your tweet out of everybody else tweeting, all these articles being written that, he's gone, and just
now if you follow Jason at Jason Hewitt 50, right?
That is correct.
If you follow Jason, then Jason's not a huge fan of number 5.
That is true. I've called him number 5. He was number 5 for a very long time. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So it's not too crazy that maybe this person got a little sick of that.
Hey, people get fed up, man. I understand.
And plus, with everything going on, the Panthers are making it pretty clear that they're ready to move on at the
physical
limitations.
Position.
Yeah.
Ooh, yep.
I mean, that's rough. Like, they tried to get Matt Stafford. They sort of, I guess, were talking a little bit about Carson Wentz, but it didn't seem like that was really serious. Of course, Deshaun Watson, it sounds like they would give up. We'll talk about it here in a little bit, but they give up a lot for Deshaun Watson. And then the draft coming up, like all else fails, they're probably going to draft a quarterback. So Teddy might be feeling not quite feeling the love these days.
Yeah. And then like apparently Ryan Clark said on air that the reason why that he unfollowed the Panthers and a bunch of teammates is because, and this isn't a personal dig or anything, this is just what was reported, was because he went through a bad breakup with his girlfriend or whatever, and that the girlfriend like made an account on Christian Mingle.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hey man, breakups suck, they're terrible, but people do some crazy things when they're going through bad situations. So it's a tough time for him, and I feel for him. So hopefully he shakes back, and maybe not necessarily with the Panthers, but he shakes back in life and does what he has to do.
I mean, all accounts are Teddy's a good dude. Like, personally a good dude. Is he the quarterback that we want for this team? Probably not.
No.
Were there some times where I wish he would have taken more accountability after losses, or after he specifically wasn't able to bring the team back or do something that you'd want your quarterback to do? Yeah, I mean, I would have loved for him to be a little more accountable, but we don't wish ill on Teddy, right?
No.
I mean, and Jason, I know, speaking for Jason, I'm sure, but you don't wish well on anybody, right? So, yeah, but if Teddy's wearing a different jersey next year, I'm cool with that. I think a lot of Panthers fans are.
I was gonna say, I think most Panther fans are looking forward to that at this moment.
Definitely.